When learning SEO and trying to get your website to rank online, or even running an SEO campaign for a client, a lot of people get tripped up with what work you actually need to do. What is it that you really need to be doing day to day, month to month to make a campaign successful? Now, I get a lot of questions from people asking me what this looks like for our agency. Now, for us, we have a slightly different approach to others. Okay, we focus heavily on reverse engineering success, looking at competitors, looking at those that are already doing things very, very well, and really focusing on how we can then beat them. Okay, so we have a couple of different ways that we do this, but what I've done is I've produced what we call a SEO campaign checklist, and I'm going to share this with you today. This checklist is awesome. Okay, we are grabbing everything that we do month to month, and I've really sort of itemized everything out so you can easily follow along for all of your campaigns, no matter the type of campaign. This isn't a complete cookie cutter approach. I struggled to say that word, but essentially it's going to give you everything that you need in order to complete month to month so you can see the success of a campaign and see it grow from minimal traffic to high traffic organically. Okay, so here we are at the checklist, okay, and this is broken down into different steps, including different months, okay, so you are going to be able to follow along with this month to month, okay, so when you are starting a campaign, the first thing that we have here is our pre-launch sequence, okay, and this takes place for every single new website. Now, typically, if your website already exists and you've been running SEO already, you will have a lot of this stuff taken care of, but it doesn't hurt to just go through and double check. All right, now the first thing we've got is putting your WordPress website live. Now, first thing to note is everything within this checklist does relate to WordPress because our agency does rank WordPress websites for Google. But that said, it doesn't matter if you are using Squarespace, Webflow, Shopify, or any other e-commerce or CMS platform. This is going to work for you as well, okay? But what I'm talking specifically about when you have actionable steps, I am going to be talking you through the process of doing this in WordPress. Okay, so put the WordPress website live. Okay, make sure that it's live. Okay, once you've done it, check that box and you will see that it's going to scribble that task out and it's going to add to our progress bar. Okay, so you can really start to see once you start ticking off more tasks, how far through this campaign project you really are. Now, we will only be going through the first 6 months, but there is a option at the end which talks you through what you would do after those 6 months. Okay, add new owners or content managers. So when you put that website live, what you would do is add owners. Make sure the website is crawlable in WordPress. So you would do this in the settings. So let me just uncheck that. So you need to make sure that you go to settings and make sure the website is crawlable. A lot of people get this wrong because when they are developing the website, maybe they're developing it on a subdomain or a live domain, and they decide that they don't want Google to index the site at that point. But when they put the site live, they forget to turn it off, so make sure that you're not doing that. So once that's checked, you want to activate the site speed optimization plugin. Okay, now this is the SiteGround optimization plugin that we use. So you would just go to plugins, search SiteGround optimizer plugin, and then you would install that. And we've got compress all HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So once you've installed the SiteGround optimizer plugin, there is an option for you to compress the front end code of your website. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're going in to do that. Compress all images and assign lazy load. So again, this plugin works really, really well for this. Now, there are other plugins available that does this kind of thing, but it's really important that you do look to crush your images, you do look to compress your HTML and CSS, and also remember to add some site caching. Okay, so all of these steps here, SiteGround Optimizer plugin takes care of that for us, which is why I recommend it. And that's everything that you need in the pre-launch phase. Once that's done, you can move on to month 1. So this is the very first month for every SEO campaign that we run within our business. So first of all, you need to run a technical audit. Now you can do this within the likes of SEMrush, you can do this in Ubersuggest, or you can do this in Ahrefs. Now for the longest time we've been using Ubersuggest, but we've recently moved over to Ahrefs and it is awesome. So I definitely recommend either one of those. So you want to run a technical site audit so you can create a benchmark. Okay, you know where you're at. Okay, you understand what the site health is, what the site condition is, what the backlinks are, how much traffic they're currently getting, what keywords are they ranking for, all of these things. You want to grab that information and save it, okay? Save it to your SEO tool of choice, and then it gives you something to go back to and you can start seeing that progress. So run a site audit. Okay, now within your WordPress website, you want to install Yoast. Okay, Yoast is one of WordPress's most popular SEO plugins, so make sure that you go and install that as well. And then you want to create a sitemap, so you want to go to Yoast, settings, and then general, turn on the XML sitemaps option, and then essentially visit /sitemap index.xml. Right, if you put that at the end of your URL, then you will see the sitemap. Once you've created that, you want to gain access or put Google My Business live. So you essentially need to visit Google My Business and just put that live. Gain access or put Search Console live. So same thing to Google My Business, but this time you're doing it with Search Console. So we need a Google My Business account. We need a Search Console account. So whether you're doing this for yourself or for a customer, you would go through these steps, or at least assist your customer with these steps. Then you want to submit your sitemap to Search Console. So inside Search Console, go to settings and then add your sitemap, and you essentially just put that / at the end of the URL, sitemap index.xml, and that's going to link your website sitemap to Search Console. And then you want to gain access or connect the website to Google Analytics. Okay, that's everything that takes care. It's not, my bad. So that's a lot of the fundamental things that you need to take care of in the month one, which is our foundation stage. Then we move on to the initial on-page SEO. Okay, so a lot of this stuff is going to be exactly the same for every single project that gets run. The process is the same. So first of all, we do keyword research. So you want to perform the keyword research, and we have a 4-step process for pulling together keywords within our agency. We do competitor analysis, we crawl Google, we use brainstorming. There's loads of different methods that we like to utilize in order to make the most out of this keyword research stage, because it's really important that we are finding the right keywords either for ourselves or for our customers. So once that's done, you would check that. Then what you want to do is you want to assign 5 to 10 of these keywords to a landing page. Okay, so we're going to end up with a pretty big list of keywords from our keyword research phase. Okay, it's then down to you to choose which keywords you deem to be the most worthwhile to go after. So by worthwhile, I mean making sure that the search volume is high and the difficulty as low as possible. If you can do that, then you're going to have a higher chance of that keyword ranking. So just grab 5 to 10 of them initially, and then you want to assign one of those keywords to a page that exists on the site. All right, that's key. So if you had a keyword that said dermal fillers in London, you'd want to go to your website, find the page that contained the information about dermal fillers, and you would tie those two up. Okay, so the dermal filler keyword would go to the dermal filler page, and if you have another keyword, find a page that relates to that and just start tying them up. So you do that to 5 to 10 keywords initially. Then those 5 to 10 keywords, you want to create website meta titles for them. You want to create landing page meta descriptions. You want to add a generic category level meta description to all other pages. Okay, so at this stage in month 1, what we want to do is grab those 5 to 10 keywords from our keyword research. We want to assign those to a page, and we want to do the meta description and titles specifically for those keywords. Every other page that exists on the site that hasn't had this process done yet, you just want to add a generic category level meta description, and Yoast allows you to do this. So you can go to Yoast, search, appearance, and then content types, and then you can create individual descriptions and meta titles for different content types. Okay. Then you want to ask Google to recrawl all the pages. So any pages that have been amended, so for example, your 5 to 10 keywords that you've made changes to, 5 to 10 pages that you've made changes to, shall I say, you want to make sure that you ask Google to recrawl them. And the way that you do that is by going to Search Console, and then you would request Google to recrawl your sites. So check that. That then brings you on to month 2. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. Now, you might be thinking, well, this doesn't seem like you've done a lot in that month 1, but the reality is we actually have. Okay, look, 34% of the progress has been made already in the first month. So these are what look like short tasks, but keyword research, for example, that takes a long time. Being able to understand what keywords to go after it does take a long time, and it does require practice, and it is a skill essentially. So yeah, don't be fooled by this just being month 1, okay? Month 2, we've got order local citations. So in order to improve your Google Map Pack and your Google My Business, what we tend to do is order local citations, and we can do that on Fat Joe. All right, so you would go to Fat Joe, order local citations. You want to make sure that your name, address, and phone, which is your NAP, is the same on your citation request as it is on your Google My Business. Make sure that they are exactly the same. Next, you want to start looking for easy win backlinking opportunities. Okay, so look to see if there is any local media for the client that you can reach out to, any local blogs, any partnerships, so people that business has worked with in the past, any sort of relationships that this business has with other businesses. See if there is a way that you can generate a quick and easy backlink. We also do blogger outreach. Okay, now we tend to do 1 blogger outreach per month, or shall I say 1 to 2 blogger outreach articles per month. So you want to make sure that you're starting this from month 2. Okay, this is where a lot of the backlinking work takes place, because we've done a fair chunk of the on-page optimization here for 5 to 10 of the keywords on 5 to 10 of the pages. We then want to start ranking those higher by the use of looking for backlinks and increasing our backlink quantity. So we do blogger outreach. All right, we'd also start working through the site errors from the initial audit. So when you've created the audit at the very beginning of month 1, you'll be given a list of errors that exist within the site. Okay, you don't always. Sometimes a site is built very, very well and is built for SEO and you don't have those errors. But any errors that you do have, you want to start working through them. Now, just to be clear, we don't actually do this like throughout the entire month. We won't fix all of the problems, but we will fix a few of them. Even if we were to assign a good hour to fixing some of those errors within the first month, you know, that's definitely going to be worthwhile. Next, you want to add 5 to 10 keywords to the landing page, H1. So remember, month 1, we did the on-page optimization by adding the site title and a meta description. We're now going to take that a step further, take those same 5 to 10 pages, and we want to add the keywords to the H1, so the main top level header of the page. And we also then want to add H1 to H6 titles within the body content. So that should be, my bad, that should actually be H2. So once we've assigned the main H1, we then want to assign H2 to H6 titles within the main body content, and see if we can grab any variations of our keywords or use LSI keywords. Okay, so this really helps Google understand that the whole content of the page, we've got the top level heading, we've got H2 to H6 headings, which essentially are headings that relate to the H1. And so when Google's crawling the site, it really starts to understand what query you are trying to answer. Okay, it's also a good opportunity here to pull in any relatable questions. So if we go back onto the dermal filler example, you could have a H2 title around the question, how much does dermal filler cost? Okay, that could be one of your titles. Okay, and the reason why that works is because someone could be searching that question. Google can see that your page is all about dermal filler. You have answered that question within your content, and therefore you have an opportunity to rank for that question as well as the main H1 title. So my point here is, a lot of people say you don't rank 1 keyword to 1 page, but I disagree. You do rank 1 keyword to 1 page, but by way of adding LSIs and implementing relatable keywords into the content as well, that 1 page is going to rank for a lot more keywords. So that's where the success and the increase in traffic starts to come from. So once you've done that, you are then going to move on to writing additional content for 1 to 3 key landing pages based on your competitor analysis. Okay, now writing body content does take a lot of time. Okay, unless you are going down the route of using AI to generate your content, that will speed things up. But typically having SEO written content, it does take time. So that's why we're only doing this for 1 to 3 key landing pages. So out of the 5, we would take 3 pages that we're going to rewrite content for this month. Okay, we are going to look at our competitors. We are going to see how much content they have written on their site. We're going to see what sort of titles they are using, what sort of questions they are answering, how many FAQs do they have, and we're going to use that to inspire our own content for our own website. Okay, what we want to do is figure out how much stuff they have on their site by way of how much text, how many images, how many FAQs, things like that, and we're just going to beat it. Okay, if they've got 1,500 words, we're going to write 2,000 words. So write content for the new site. Once you've done that, you're going to ask Google to recrawl the pages, like we did in month 1. Any changes that we make to a page, we're going to ask Google to recrawl it, and that way any changes that are made are going to be re-indexed super quick. If you don't do this stage, ultimately you could be waiting a long time for Google to come back and crawl your site, and any changes that you've made might not take place for like weeks, perhaps even months. Then we move on to month 3. Now month 3 does look pretty similar to month 2. Okay, this is where the retainer sort of model starts to take place, because we are being retained to undergo monthly services to make a campaign work really well. And ultimately, it's not rocket science. It just requires a lot of consistency and a lot of changes throughout the site that you need to build upon. So that's why in month 3 we are still doing blogger outreach, because we need to increase our backlink quantity. Okay, now also we are seeing if the gallery has alt tags. Okay, so we're not shoehorning all of the on-page SEO into month 1, because it's not really beneficial. You want to take care of a small part of it, start building those backlinks, fix other things, and then continue to roll out the on-page SEO throughout the 6-month campaign or 12-month campaign, whatever it is that you have agreed to. Next, once you have check to see if your images have alt tags. To do this within WordPress, you simply go to your WordPress gallery, click on the image, and you would essentially just add the alt text, and then you can click on the arrow in the corner and you would just do the next one. Then what you want to do is add images to 1 to 2 key landing pages based on the competitor analysis. Okay, so you would go to your competitors, see how many images are on their page, and you would just beat that image quantity. So if they have 5 images, put in 6. If they have 2, put in 3 or 4. Okay, but in order for you to figure out how many images you need on that page, just have a look at the competitors, because ultimately Google wants the best content. If you have relevant images, Google likes that you have more than the other person. So it sounds silly, but honestly, this stuff works, guys. We've been doing this for a good year to 18 months now, and we've been getting good results, not only for our own site, but also for customers as well. Next, you want to take care of mobile-friendly improvements. So there is a tool here from Google. So you can see this URL here. And if I click this, there we go. You can now see the link. So you should be able to click that. And that is going to take you to a mobile-friendly test from Google. Run your site through any improvements that need to be made. Make sure that you are making those. Any more site errors that need to take care of from the site audit, make sure that you do that this month. Write additional content for 1 to 3 key landing pages based on competitor analysis. So remember, last month we wrote content for 3 pages. This month we're going to write content for another 3 pages. Exactly the same process based on our competitors. And then we're going to ask Google to recall the pages. Okay, so you can see here, very similar to month 2. And as we move to month 4, it's going to be very similar, blogger outreach. This time we're going to add more images to our Google My Business account. Okay, as a part of our SEO process, we like to try and help our customers with their Google My Business. So as long as we have access to it, we can take care of these sort of things. Some people charge more for this. We actually just like to include it as a goodwill gesture, because it doesn't really take all that much time for us just to add a few images, as long as the customer is supplying the images. Then you want to encourage an increase in Google reviews. So grab the review link from Google My Business and then send it over to your customer and encourage them to send it to their customers to increase Google reviews, and that's going to have a positive impact on their Google My Business position as well. Now, month 4, you should be looking to finish your site audit errors. So this would be the 3rd month that we would be working on those errors. So I think now is a good time to make sure that those errors are taken care of. Again, go through the process of writing additional content for 3 pages. Now, on month 4, because we've taken care of those initial sort of like 9, it would be around 9 to 10 pages for those keywords that we grabbed in month 1, then we can start introducing blog articles. Okay, so we're going to write a 500 plus word, write a 500 plus word SEO optimized blog. Okay. Then what you want to do is ask Google to index new pages. So index these pages, new pages. So index the new blog article, and then ask it to recrawl the pages. So write the blog, ask it to index that new blog using Google Search Console, and then you want to ask Google to recrawl the pages that you've changed content for. All right, so nice and easy. You can see that it's quite repetitive. Month 5, very much the same. Now, month 5, we're going to actually order some more citations. I think that's going to definitely help with the GMB. You know, we might do this in month 4, we might do this in month 6, but in the instance of delivering you a actual tangible checklist, we've included it in month 5. So at some point later down the line, you just want to order more citations. Again, blogger outreach. Okay, now we want to write additional content for our keywords. We want to write another blog article this month. Now, from month 5, we want to start exploring new keyword opportunities. So we want to revisit the keywords that we produced in month 1 during our keyword research. And then we want to see what keywords we can start going after next. Okay, we've done all of the on-page optimization for the first 10 keywords and the first 10 pages. Now we want to see how we can build up on that for month 5. Okay, explore new keyword opportunities, explore new page ideas to a keyword. So this can assume that sometimes a website doesn't have content for a keyword that you're looking to rank, and that's okay. Okay, you can actually build a page for your customer. You can even charge more for this depending on the word count, depending on how much words need to be written. We could say to our customer, you need a new page, we're going to put this page together for you, but it's going to cost X amount. Okay, or you could span that out over 2 months depending on how long it takes you. You just essentially want to make sure that you are assigning a good amount of time to each campaign. If you have an hourly rate of say £100 an hour, you know, we charge £500 per month for our SEO, and that actually essentially gives us anywhere from like 5 to 8 hours a month to work on these campaigns. So not an awful lot of time, but there's a lot of sort of work that goes into this, and you could very easily spill over and start essentially running to a loss. Okay, so a good rule to follow is work out your hourly rate, work out your monthly charge for SEO, and then work out how many hours that you can assign to each customer each month. Cool. So next, assign new page ideas to a keyword. Yep. And then ask Google to index any new pages that have been created. Okay. Month 6, very much the same of what we've already done, to be honest. So you can see that it's really starting to take shape. A lot of the tasks become repetitive. These repetitive tasks can also be outsourced. You can very easily train team members to take care of these types of things, especially with the blogger outreach. You can hire the likes of a virtual assistant to outreach to businesses to find outreach opportunities. You can go to the likes of Fat Joe and use their blogger outreach service if you wish. So we're going to do that. Create additional new keyword landing page for the website. So once we have assigned a new keyword, or once we have found a new keyword that we want to rank for, assigned it to a page, agreed to create that page, we're going to then create the additional landing page on the website. Explore new keyword opportunities. So this starts the cycle through now, guys. So this is from 6 months plus. Okay, so this month, pretty much what we're going to be doing is finding new keywords, building a page around that keyword, getting it to index on Google, building backlinks around it, and then seeing if there's more opportunities. Okay. Now we want to link new content internally. Also, let's not forget, every time you create a new page within your site, you want to make sure that it exists either in the main navigation at the top or in the footer. It just needs to be linkable, and that creates an internal link. And then we want to research more backlink opportunities. Okay, once we've run out of backlinks, you can start researching more opportunities. Go back to that competitor research. Go back through brainstorming and seeing what other keyword opportunities there are. See whether they are rankable in the sense that they have high opportunity and high opportunity, low difficulty, but high volume. Okay, that's what I mean by high opportunity. So high volume keywords, low difficulty. That's the best. That's going to give you the best chance of ranking high. Now, Ongoing site audits. So when you do get to month, even like 5, maybe 6, okay, run another audit and try to understand if there's anything that has been flagged up, any more errors. Are there any mobile issues? Is there any bad backlinks that seem to have magically appeared? Okay, just do an audit and go through and see if there's anything that you need to fix. But it's also going to give you a good gauge on the progress that have been made so far. Okay, you will without a doubt see an increase in traffic. You will see an increase in keywords that are being indexed for that site. So run an audit, ongoing reporting. So we do this month to month, and this is something I've not included in here with regards to reporting because I don't really class it as a SEO task. It's something for the customer. But for month 6, I just want to make you aware that we are doing monthly reporting. So each month I will record a video on screen to our customers, and I will let them know what's been done, what results we saw from the previous month, and what we are planning to do the following month. Okay, it's really that simple. It only takes about 2 minutes, but I do record my screen and talk them through that. And they really appreciate it. They really appreciate that they haven't been sent a paper report with a bunch of tables and text and they have no context. So recording that video is honestly, it's a great way of you building that trust with your customer and really showing them the results and the work that you guys are doing. So that's what we do. And then finally ask Google to index any new pages. Okay, and by checking all of those, that is 100% complete. All right, so you can see this is essentially what we do month in, month out. Now, we don't always do it in this order, but remember, this was me trying to take everything we do and present it to you guys in a way that you're able to start implementing into your own business and give you something that you can actually follow along to. So that's what this document is for. If you do want a copy, just go to File, make a copy for yourself. There is a link down in the description for you to visit, and you can get access to that yourself as well. So there you go. Hopefully you have found that valuable. Now there is a link down underneath this video which will allow you to see exactly what I've just shown you, and you can go and make a copy for yourself and have your own interactive SEO checklist for all of your campaigns. Now, if you found that valuable, please do give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And please hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that too. The end screen should be appearing any moment now with more valuable videos for you. So make sure that you go and check those out as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.